We are live. Let me check that really quick. Yes, I can see that. Please give me a minute. Let me resize the window so that it's 26 only. Alright everyone, so this is a very quick video just to show you what you can do, how fast you can navigate in Excel. So whom the video is for? People who work on Excel on a daily basis, like for instance if you're an accountant, or if you're an admin worker or clerk, or any kind of administration work in the office, and if you have not rather laptop, but if you work on a standard keyboard with the number keys on the right, you have the versatility and the freedom to quickly navigate. So obviously you will type with all 5 or 10 fingers and all of that. So those are the people that I aim for this video for. If you are not fast and if you want to boost your speed at work, I don't see any possibility that you will need this if it is not for work. So it's primarily for people who work on Excel. Alright, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into this. So the first thing, if you want to select a row, you can select like this, or you can say shift space. Once again, come out of that using an arrow key, shift space. I wish if it would show the keys I'm pressing. And if you want to select a column, control space. And when you select a column, control space, and if you press shift space, it's gonna select the whole thing. Might as well you press control A. If you want to say, okay, let's create some data. Let's say 1. So I want to create fill series, and then you have some data here. But I could do this in a different way. Let's say I put some numbers. Then if I want to copy, so shift right arrows, that's going to select the cells to the right, and control R, it's going to copy to the right, and then shift down arrow and control D. So you have a data now. And if you want to put a filter, control shift L, so you have a filter there. I mean drop downs. In DAX, data analytical expression, or the Power BI stuff, all of that, they work with, if my understanding is correct, these filters, they manipulate that in a way that usually humans don't understand. It sounds like I'm sitting in an airplane. Some sort of noise, as if it's an airplane. After a very long time, I could manage to work from up in the sky. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay. So anyway, you have a data. So now, if you want to add a blank row, shift. Obviously, you need to have the control there. You can't have the control here. cursor should be where you want to. Shift space and Control plus. On the laptop you will press Control Shift plus. I don't use Mac, so please use the documentation from the website of Microsoft. You will have the documentation for Excel, Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, everything for the shortkeys. And if likewise, if I want to add column, I would press come out of it, Control space and Control plus, or Control Shift plus on the laptop. And if I want a minus, Control minus, both keyboard and the laptop will work the same way. Control, you have to select the whole row and then Control minus. It won't work if you don't select it. It's going to ask you this, and then you have to say the entire row. Okay, so let's tidy this up. Let's say if you have a format down here, this, and if you want to copy the format to somewhere else, so you simply say Control C and use a mouse and right click and press R, and you have this anywhere you want. So let's say you made any kind of format, copy that, right click, press R, and it's going to copy the format over there. This is a useful shortcut that I use on a daily basis. There are in fact plenty. For instance, I can use Control page down for moving back and forth using the pages, and maybe some of the time I can put some video on VBA, Visual Basic, and so this is a really quick one just to show you the usage of how you use Control plus, Control minus in order to delete and add. See, I'm deleting all of that. If I want to add, obviously it looks like this. Give me a second, unhide all of that. So if you click there and then you hit Control minus, it's gonna clear the entire sheet and you can start it all over. Control scroll just to get things in clear view. I mean, if you want to read it legibly, easily. As a bonus, let me show you one more trick. If in case if you are dealing with a lot of Excel and time formats, date formats, so I'm gonna press Control colon. It's gonna hit you in the date format, right? So this is today's date, and I press Control Shift hash. Some reason it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So right click and format cells, date, custom, DD, MMM, and YY. So you have the nice format. And then if you press Control @ the keys are not working for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna put some time here. Let's say 16:51 equals this plus this. Let's format Control 1, date custom DDMMYY hours and minutes. So we get that 22 February. Let's say one more in 22 February 2026 1651. We are GMT4. Now if let's say I want to add to this date and let's say 4 hours, so 4 colon and then enter, you get the time and equals, and then you add this to the time, and then you have that addition, the result of that additions. And then I'm going to change the format. I copy from this cell and then I right click and then I press R. So you copy the formats, or you can copy this formatting only and you will get it. Unfortunately, the minus usually doesn't work, so I'm not gonna bother showing that. The minus, it does not work unless your subtracting is from a higher number. So let's say here this minus this, and then you get 4. So you might say, what is Jan doing? So you can simply reformat this, Control C, right click R, there we go. So now you know how to add dates and times. Let's see one more example. Equals this plus, let's say 2 days later, enter, so you get 24 Feb, and then I'm gonna add from 4 hours, let's say, plus time value apostrophe 00 colon 050 30 minutes bracket close, enter. What did you do? 4 hours 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm adding 4 hours 5 minutes and 30 seconds to this 4, and then I get 805. And then if I want to do the same, I simply copy and then enter. So you get 24th Feb 8. And if you want to change the format again, Control R, and then you get to AM/PM. I don't know if it works, but let's try. Yeah. So you get AM. And for instance, if you were in 21 column and then if you press enter, it's going to give you 9 PM. There are different formats you can go through. I'm not going to walk you through all of that, but you can change all the formats. Just Google it or ChatGPT and it will be able to give you a good idea about how to change all of this. But at least now you know that you can easily calculate the time and date. You don't have to depend on the websites for that matter. Thanks everybody. So if you would like to see more of these kind of series, please subscribe, and I'll try to post as much as I can. I plan to do a bit advanced later, maybe VBAs, some Gantt charts. Gantt charts, yeah, they work with the time a lot. That's very interesting. A chart which is horizontal and then it will show the block like a project. How can I say, the progress of that project and all of that stuff. So thanks very much, and it was a very quick one. Have a good day, good night, good evening, wherever you are. See you later.